Hello everybody! How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Let me turn on my light. Okay, oh wow. This is strong. This is very yellow. Okay, this looks kind of real, I think. I hope you can hear me. And yeah, sorry for my hair that is pretty terrible at the moment. But I just came out of the shower. So it's gonna be like that. It's gonna be like that. I was at the gym and we ended the workout. Came home. At dinner, I have my dinner here. I just finished eating. And now we're streaming. Yeah. So today we are coding. We're on YouTube, so we are doing some, I don't know if it's game dev, but we are recreating something from a video game and we're developing it. So yeah, I would dare to say it's game dev. Now, before we begin, before I get to explain what we're doing today, because I understand that the title might sound a bit random. Let me tweet about the stream. Hey, game dev. Oh my god, Chrome is lagging so much. Hey game dev, I'm going live now to recreate a cool effect from a much loved game. Catch you over at, and then the URL of the live stream and tweet. I'm not expecting many people to come in from the link on Twitter, but maybe some bots. We are gonna have to beware the bots very much. Hey Carlo, how are you doing? What do you mean hello from Napoli? Aren't you away? But hello. That is a quote from your first message on Twitch. Now I remember. I have it screenshotted somewhere. How are you doing? Thank you for tuning into the stream. I need to get a glass of water. How are you doing? Let me check on the Discord. Okay, I sent it. Great. Okay, so let's begin, I would say. And today I will try, if my computer allows me to, I will try to also record the stream in order to be able to use it as a as footage to edit a video around it. So okay, I queued some more music. Oh, you're gonna be back in 1 month? That's cool. How have you been enjoying? I hope you managed to enjoy your stay there and not just study. You know how I think about these things. Okay, so let me open Unity, and when it's loading up, I will explain what we're doing today. I will also need to open up Twitter because it's from Twitter that this idea comes. By the way, can you hear me well? Is my voice clear? Is the volume of the music good? Because I'm never sure. I'm never learning. I think I found a balance here with these levels, but I'm never really sure. So, okay. New project. I will be creating a new project in Unity right now. Nothing spectacular. 3D URP. What do you mean I need to download it? Oh, I need to download the URP template. Oh, it was very fast. Okay, it's creating the project. It would lower the music a little bit. Okay. That might be something I fix in music and not from OBS. Okay, this should be a little bit lower, so you should be able to hear me better. Is the project... Oh yeah, the project is probably starting up. Okay, so let me explain what we're doing today. So start recording and let's hope this is going well. Yo, Dan and Dash, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? It's been a long time. Nice to see you here. What have you been up to? Okay. You should be able to see my screen. I hope. I need to be careful. last stream I ended up coding for 40 minutes without sharing the screen. So if that happens, you are free. You have a right, and you should make fun of me. Okay, I cannot afford doing that again. Okay, so basically I was on Twitter the other day and I saw this, and let's look at it again and together. Basically it's a tweet from Jasper, and it says Super Mario Galaxy has these whirlpool looking objects that look they're spinning in a complex bay, but it's just a twisted extruded hexagon with a little bit of wiggle. Let me mute it. Okay, let's look at what exactly we're doing today. I wanna try and rebuild this from scratch. So you see they are isolating the whirlpool, and then we're seeing what is going on behind the scenes. Stopping the whole whirlpool effect, it's just gonna be an hexagon that is extruded, and with some texture scrolling, it's gonna be rotated in the geometry, and this is all actually. So this looks pretty cool to me, that with just a simple six point shape you can build something that is so cool that looks like a whirlpool. So yeah, this is what I want to try today, because I'm really having a lot of fun with the procedural geometry and shaders lately, and that sounds like a cool experiment to try and get some more of that. Good on you, took a break from a while, but you're back at it again now. Well, I could say the same. I could actually say the same. I have been on a very long, at this point, game dev hiatus. I was run dry of any motivation, inspiration. So yeah, I could not really do much with my game dev journey, and so I took a reset. I took a pause, a hiatus, resetted my brain, and now I'm ready to start again. I am currently going through the process of being interviewed for a potential job with a very good publisher. Like I might take a job for a while as a developer in a new studio that is a child to a very big mobile publisher. I'm not gonna disclose much more information, because that does not sound like the best. But yeah, what do you mean project failed to open? Okay, the project does not open. This is not cool. Let me close up Unity and let me open it back up again. Same breaks are good to refresh. I agree. When you are fixed on something, like you're stuck on something and you're doing the same thing over and over, it just makes you go insane. I had developed this thing. I started making game dev content both from YouTube and like more intensely on making games. I've been making games since 2016, but I started doing it more frequently, more intensely during the pandemic, and at that time it was something that kept me sane, but I kept the same rhythm when things started to slow down. And with uni and this thing and social life that needed to be like restored, I ended up burning my own brain out. So yeah, I do feel that a lot. Unity is not responding. I'm having huge problems with Unity at this moment. This is not cool. So let me close some apps that I do not need open right now. And let's try running Unity again. Okay. Now it sounds like a good way to learn and make money. Exactly. It's gonna be, I am afraid that it's gonna be a pretty intense workplace to be at. I'm not sure I'm taking yet. I'm not 100% sure I'm gonna like make it through the process. I think I'm gonna take if they offer it to me, I'm gonna take it because it's something new, it's something cool that I could get involved into, and that money is of course gonna be something that I'm not going to pass on to. So yeah. Hello Lynx, how are you doing? I watched your the screenshots you sent on the Discord. I was really impressed. Nice job on that. And I saw your latest message. You're thinking of making a newer Sonic-like game, and that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I really am curious to see where you bring that. And I am really struggling at this moment because Unity Hub will refuse to open. If Unity Hub does not open, we cannot do much here. We need a plan B. If Unity, oh wait, it's opening, and maybe Unity is opening too. Okay, Unity is firing up. Unity Hub is open. I've got a warning sign here. The project was made in a different Unity editor. Install or switch Unity. What do you mean? Unknown? Open with this. Change. Whirlpools is already open. Okay, it's being opened. We'll see. It's currently being opened. I hope it works. Let's bring the okay. let me show you this. Okay, great. Boom. This is the Unity package that is okay. So we are loading up the project. It's gonna take a while, as always. You know, Unity is not like lightweight. A very lightweight engine. I'm getting a warning from YouTube that my bandwidth is not enough, so I might stop the recording. Let me see if the recording is doing something to it, or if maybe, yeah, I might not have enough power on my computer to both record and stream at the same time. This is lagging so much. Let's see if this get better. It's kind of annoying that this is happening. Why is it happening? Encoding overloaded. Okay, this should be better. I fear I will not be able to. No, it's lagging again. Today, it's not a good day for streaming. Every day there's something. For once, I do not. I showed it the correct things. Output, stream, YouTube, output. Okay, I hope this is working. I'm super annoyed right now. Is the video lagging for you guys? Because it should not. It doesn't look like so in the YouTube Studio webpage, but I still get the poor connection warning. Oh. 11:20. It was. So, okay. Lesson learned, I cannot record. I will find a way to fix that. It's a bit laggy, but not too bad. Okay. What point is you? Oh my god. I am afraid we're gonna need the plan B. Have you guys been working on any new games? We might play your games. If this doesn't go anywhere, we might end up playing your games because yeah. I would hate to not like to cut the stream down. Okay, now excellent connection. I need to figure out how to make the recording better. Okay, Unity is opened. Is opening, right? No recording then. I'll figure out a way to make it into a video. Then. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're here now. So, we're starting by building a procedural hexagon, and I know what you're thinking. I could not give it less of a shit. What we might do, since we have already done that in the last few streams, is actually start. I do not even have Blender on this computer. What the fuck? We might start by doing the shader work, and then the procedural mesh. I think that might be more interesting. You said I'm working on a player customizer. That's cool. That's cool. And also learning animation rigging lately. Yeah, I imagine that you're working on creating a cool system for your players. So both the customizer and the animation will go towards the player. And what kind are you, Links, replying to Dine or to the procedural hexagon stuff? Sorry. I do feel like Twitch chat is better in terms of replying to people. Animation rigging is something that I have attempted a few times. Wait, let me... Okay. I have attempted it a few times, but I'm not really good at it. Okay, great. I should probably practice it a lot more than I do. So every time I start animating, I end up way less better than I expected. So the result is way worse than I would hope. And that doesn't really make me want to go back to it, so it happens rarely. And yeah, that's it. It'll be like that sometimes. Oh, it's with Yuma too. You'll post some pics in Discord later. Oh, nice. Nice. Okay, so I'm launching up Blender. Apparently, it's the first time that I open Blender on my computer. It's weird. Also, links. I don't know if you saw my message last week, but thank you for pointing that out last week that I had the wrong scene in OBS. Shortcuts Blender. Okay. Okay, so we'll start by making a cylinder. And we're going to give it... I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna give it 6 faces. And try to keep it as similar to the original as possible. I'm going to try to remember what the commands are. I have not used Blender in a few months. Okay, this sounds good. Now I need to delete these 2 faces. We are not going to need them. So faces delete. And we are going to mark this. How do I let's see, input, navigation, okay, key map, okay, here, tools, what is happening with the music, okay, search, let me see, okay, great, let's see, mark seam. Okay, so now that we mark the seam, we should be able to go to UV editing and go UV, smart UV project. Okay, no, we're gonna do like this. I think it already took care of it for us, and that's great. So this is everything we need actually. So let me export it. I will not show my file system. I've learned that it's something you should not do. And let me export it in FBX. And go to documents and save it to my Unity project. Something that I really need to remember here is that I want to give it a few loop cuts, because we're gonna deform this mesh. So having a few loop cuts is gonna have like adding a few vertices is going to help us get a better result. So yeah, this is perfect. So again, I'm going to export it as an FBX and override the one I had already exported. And now in Unity we should be able to see this. If I bring this in here, are you lagging? I'm losing my patience today. Why are you blue? Okay, great. Okay, this is exactly how I would expect it to look. We are perhaps going to make it transparent and back, like we're gonna disable the back face calling, probably. So let's make a new shader graph. Shader graph URP. I would say unlit shader graph. And let's call it Whirlpool. And let's open it. Okay, so let's go for, we don't care about this. Surface type is gonna be transparent, and we're gonna render face both. And I think that for now this is enough. So save as not, save asset, and we're going to create a new material, Whirlpool, and drag this onto our thing. Okay, great, the color is correct. So we're going to create a color, let's call it tint, and by default let's give it a nice blue like this. Yeah, I like this. And for the moment we'll drag it into here, save asset, and that should be blue. And if we modify it here, it should become it should change color. Okay, great. And if I go for the alpha, it should not change anything. Let's do it like this so that we have more space for our Whirlpool as well. Okay, great. Now what I want to do is take the UV node, create node UV. Okay, and with the UV we should be able to extract, like split. Okay, we should be able to to extract the y-axis of the UV. If I plug it into a preview node, you'll see that this is our y coordinate. If I take the position node in object space, and let's split it again, multiply the y, multiply times the y of the UVs, and then compose. No, it's not compose. Vector 3. I get vector 3. I would say. Okay, x, y, and z, and let's go to position. This should make it like. What did change? Nothing changed. I'm not sure I did the correct thing then. Let's save it to Word, save asset. Oh, of course, that's not what I meant to do. That's not what I meant to do at all. Okay, so object space is correct, but I want to multiply not the y value. The y value wants to stay the same. I want to multiply the x and z values. Okay, right. So let's duplicate this. Take the x value here and bring it here. Take the z value here and bring it here. And now we should have the effect that I was expecting. Okay, yeah, now it looks like a cone. You've done a bit of shader graph, but still lots to learn about it. Actually, same. I think I understand the basics of how the shaders work. I'm using shader graph even though I'm a better fan of writing shaders myself. Like, I think this is a super cool tool. It's a lot more accessible than writing Shader Lab code. But I do believe that writing code gives you a lot more freedom with what you can achieve and what you can do. Here you are constrained by the nodes, while if you write your own code, you are going to be free to write whatever you want, basically. but I do not know that enough, so I just keep this on and do this. Yeah. Okay, so this is not exactly what we need to do, so we are probably going to add another float, and let's say it's going to be a map, and well, it's gonna be a top width, top radius, for example, something like that. Top width. It's not really a width. I'm not sure if that's the correct name to use. And bottom width. So what I want to do here is going to interpolate between these two values, and this is going to be 1 by default, and this is going to be 0. Great. Wait, no, this is going to be 0 and this is going to be 1. So let me show you. I understand this is a very small screen, so I should probably bring this down. We don't need it to be that big. We don't need the inspector to be this large. So what we're doing, cool, you have to look at that. Yeah, I think that's the way. Also, you're gonna learn way more doing that instead of using shader graph. That is a super cool tool. I will say that again a million times, but I think if you really want to learn, you need to learn shaders, and then you can move to shader graph, or you can use shader graph to get closer to shaders, but you are going to want to integrate your knowledge, what you learn, with how do we even say it? Oh shit. With what you learn with the shader graph. Sorry, I had my brain froze for a moment. Okay, now if I save this, I will now be able to make it large, like change the width here of the thing. And this is basically what we want the whirlpool to look like. Okay, this looks pretty cool already. Now what I'll do is open Photoshop and try and draw something that looks like the texture that we were seeing. Something of a whirlpool texture. I don't even know what that might look like. So new file, you will not see this, but I will show you in a moment, and I'll make it like 128 times 128. I'm gonna keep it very low quality, low resolution more than low quality. Also low quality, but mainly low resolution. And what I want to do here is take background color, so something like this. Okay, and draw it like this. Then we're gonna want some, I'm guessing we're gonna want some foam here. And again, I cannot draw. I've said this in the past, I cannot draw for the love of me. But you know what? Okay. Also with the mouse, you will understand that drawing with a mouse is kind of the worst. Let me go over all these things here. And I'm guessing we might want some like We should probably make it tile. This is not really the best it could look, but my artistic talent is very limited here. Something like this. Let's add a tad of white to make the foam look foamier. Oh my god. I'm hating. I'm hating. I'll tell you, drawing with the mouse is probably one of the worst things I can think of. Well, I can think of a lot worse things, but in this in this environment right now, I just realized this is the last thing I wanted to do today. Okay. And let's make this foam look foamier as well. I'm making it worse. Okay. Something like this. There are two things you should be afraid of. That and people who draw better with the mouse. Dude. Let me open. I want to show you something. I want to show you something, but I need to open WhatsApp. I have a friend, and he's very good at drawing. Like he is an architect. Like he's studying for to become an architect. So you kind of would expect him to draw well, but we got him a drawing tablet, and before even opening it, he had the software on his computer. He started drawing with the mouse. I'll show you. He was making a board game. So yeah, I don't think my WhatsApp web is going to load the messages. Yeah, I will share it in the Discord maybe. But it was drawing with the mouse. Man, I was kind of afraid, impressed, but also afraid, because that man was crazy. Doing something that I never, I couldn't even draw that well with my tablet, like by hand without a mouse. So yeah, that was pretty impressive. Now I'm saving the texture. Let's save it as a PNG. Whirlpool. Okay. I hope this is enough. It looks like shit, I agree. If you're thinking that. But what are you gonna do about it? Okay, so we should give it a texture 2D here. Let's say main texture. We could also stack a few textures on top of each other, but honestly, I'm not gonna worry about that now. Let's get the main effect, the base effect first, and then we worry about stacking textures. Okay, let's now go to the fragment part here. And what I'll do here is start by sampling the texture 2D and moving it in the color, let's say. Okay, great. This is showing up correctly. Now you will see that the thing is transparent, and we have some glitches with the transparency and the alpha testing and everything. Yeah, that's not something I really want. I was gonna say I'm okay with that, but no. Depth test. Let's see. Blending mode. Alpha sounds right to me. Equal. Let's see. Okay, this is not less. Save assets. Okay, now. Greater, perhaps. No. Not equal. This should render everything. Okay, yeah. This is totally not working properly. No, I don't want to have alpha clipping. Transparent. Front, only front face. Let's have it both, and let's, for the moment, don't worry about that. Okay, the thing, it's not gonna be used right now, so I'm gonna delete it. What I'm gonna be doing though is use the YUV and plug it into the alpha. So let me take it here and bring it here. Why cannot I do that? Okay, can I simply plug this into there? It's too far away. I have no idea why that doesn't let me do it. But if you see now, this is going to be more transparent towards the bottom and more and opaque at the top. What I want to do is actually have it fade at the top and at the bottom, and not just this. So what I might do here is actually take this value, here, and I'm going to say offset it by, so subtract, and we're gonna remove 0.5. So this is now in the 0.5 to 0.5 interval. And here we're going to make it absolute. So absolute. Okay, great. And then we're going to plug this into a saturate node. No, not subtract, but saturate. Saturate here, great. And this is 0.5 to 0.20 basically as an interval. This is 1 to 1 to 0 to 1 basically. Okay, subtract, absolute, saturate. And now what we want to do here is use, we could use a power node, but the power node is not like, I could do it like this, but this is not performant at, like, this is not performant. Let's say like that. Let's see what happens if I put it here like this. We should have, oh, I need to invert it as well. In 1 minus, okay. No, I need to invert, negate. No, I need to, maybe 1 minus. Doesn't really look correct to me. Oh, maybe the saturate is not the correct node. I should remap. And this goes 0.5, negative 0.5 to 0.5, and this should go from 0 to 1. Okay. Oh, this is a 0. Okay. Great. 1 minus. Save asset. And we should probably add a power. Yeah, we're gonna add a power node for the moment, but this is not something I'm happy about. Or we could probably use a smooth step. Yeah, so this is more like what we want to achieve. Okay, something like this. But maybe we could use a smooth step node. Smooth step in, and let's do it manually here. Let's hard code. Yeah, this is the way. Okay, something like this. I'm sorry about the music lagging like that. It's pretty annoying to me. Okay, this should be something. This should be good. This should be good. And let's plug it into the alpha. Okay, great. Now it fades in and out of existence. We can maybe make it even stronger here. Okay, so what we're doing here is basically taking the Y value of the UVs that, if you remember, are like this. So this is the bottom vertices and this is the top vertices. These are gonna have a 0 Y value of the UVs and these are gonna have 1. We're going to remove 0.5 to make sure that we get like a symmetrical layout like this. And we're gonna make it absolute to make sure we have values that are all from 0 to a positive number. And we're gonna make it I think we can simply add 0.5, add 0.5. No, we cannot do that. We cannot do that. Okay, we're remapping them to be from 0 to 1. And then we're gonna use a smooth step node, an inverted smooth step node, to have the top and the bottom just fade out of existence. Okay, this looks like it's kind of starting to work here. I should probably let's duplicate these nodes here. Let's plug this into here. Let's get these nodes here. And let's move them out of the way here, like here. Okay, now what we want to do is take another UV node, UV here. We're going to worry about the texture scrolling. And we're taking the UVs, tiling and offset here, and we're gonna have a time node. And what we're gonna do here is take the time and multiply the time that is just, I would say, flowing, times a vector 2, and we're calling it texture scroll, like scroll direction. We're gonna multiply the scroll direction times time, and then we're going to plug it into the offset of our UV node. So if I say 1 and 1, let's see if this works. I'm not too sure yet, but we should be able to see it now. Okay, yeah, as you see, it works. we're probably gonna want to have 0 on the Y. So yeah, now it looks like if it was an opaque graph, let's move it. Let's make it opaque for the moment. Save asset. You would see how it's now scrolling. We might want to make it in the other direction. Yeah, this makes more sense with the texture that we chose, and that's great. Now I'm still not sure why the alpha thing is glitching like that, but we'll figure it out. If I make it to front only, this should work correctly. Yeah, I'm super upset about the music glitching. Sorry about that. Depth right. Okay, never mind. We're gonna keep it like that. Okay, now what we want to do here is also twist the vertices. And what I think they do in the game is actually have it generate the geometry. So instead of twisting first, I'm gonna stop the music if it does it again. Instead of twisting the hexagon, the prism here, it's spinning so much. We're gonna wiggle the vertices. That is easier. So what we can do here is take this exact this thing here. Okay, let's make it texture. Okay, great. Let's now think about how to move them on the how to shake them around. So what we want to do is basically add something to the final position that it is. It's this. So here we have our position that is split into an X, a Y, and a Z component, and the X and Y and Z components are, in this case the X and Z components are multiplied by our gradient, basically, to give it this sort of shape, starting from a basic cylinder. This is not something that you're gonna need if you are going to generate the mesh procedurally, but I didn't really want to spend time on that, so for the moment we're gonna use that. Okay, so let's now focus on making the thing move. So we're gonna start from a position node, and if we start well, I'll take this and say add A. What I can do is actually create a new node, time, and let's have a new vector 3 and plug these two, no, not a vector 2, a vector 3, vector 3x, and plug the sine time and the cosine time in the X and Z ports. Now you'll see that nothing really happens. Why is that? Because this doesn't go anywhere. Okay, now it makes sense. So if I move this here and plug this into here, you should see that our vertices are moving, but that if I select, okay, it looks like it used to only select the mesh, but if you look at the position here in the inspector, in the top right corner, that is going to stay, it's actually fixed in the same position. So we can move the vertices around. Now this is not really what I want to do. I want them to stay centered and only move them based on like not all together basically. What I can do here then is, let's see, I can actually create a new node, have a cosine node, and also have a sine node. And these two are going to be based on the time. What the fuck? These two are gonna be based on the time, but the time multiplied by a new constant. So let's say spin speed. Okay, so I move this here, I move this here and here. And what I want to do here, first of all, well, first of all, not first at all, but yeah, is get the y value again. And what I want to do here is say another float, spin offset, spin y offset. Okay, spin speed is gonna be 1. I'm gonna multiply the y offset by the y value of the UVs, and then add it to the time. I'm closing Blender, hoping that this makes the music look less. Okay, let's do it like this. So, what do we have here? We have... No, not like this, but like the 1, 2, and 3. So, what do we have here? We have the time that is flowing constantly multiplied by the spin speed. This is gonna affect the frequency of our wiggling. Then this is going to this is basically a gradient that is gonna offset the what we're gonna use as an angle to this cosine and sine based on the y value of the UV of the mesh. Okay. Now the cosine and sine are going to be the components to a vector that we're gonna sum, add to the position of each vertex, and the result should be like this, because I have set the spin y offset to 0. But if I increase the spin y offset, you should see that this is spinning a lot. Okay, this looks like crap. We should also make what? We should also affect the amplitude of the spin. So float, spin, amplitude. Okay, here we're going to multiply it by this same value, and multiply it again. Okay, everything is frozen up now. What the fuck? Okay, I hope the stream didn't freeze. It looks like it froze. It might have frozen up. Okay, this is crazy. Today it's really having a very important toll on my mind, not being able to stream properly. I'm sorry about that. So this spin amplitude is 0 right now, but if we increase it to something like that, I feel like this is actually pretty good. Oh fuck, this is frozen again. Oh my god. Well, I hope this is working a little bit at least. Yeah, you can see that our whirlpool is actually looking pretty good. Now we should now make, let me look at, we should probably now be making the procedural geometry, but it is gonna take like at this rate it's gonna take a couple hours on itself, because I will have to think of everything. But this is actually like, let's try and make it not transparent but opaque. It is of course going to ignore our alpha work that we did. Can I have okay. So we can have an offset, we can increase the spin speed, something like that. We can increase the amplitude, we can make it crazy like this, or we can make it very subtle. We can make it, we can do all kind of stuff actually. And remember, this is just shader work. We're not touching the geometry. This also looks like, I don't know, some tentacle or something like that. Now, yeah, I do realize that mentioning tentacles on the internet is not probably the best thing you could do. Now, what I want to do would be to twist the geometry in the shader, because I don't want to be making the geometry procedurally. But what we can do here is, let me change, go back to Blender. We could twist the thing inside of our Blender, yeah. So here, what we could do is actually create a new cylinder and give it only 6 vertices. Okay, 1, edit mode, like this. Now go to wireframe, select it and bring it up, like to here. We're going to give it a lot of loop cuts. Something, let's stick to 6. Okay. And then what we can do is go here and enable proportional editing. And I could do it like this, something like this. Okay. And once that we've done this, let's remove these two faces. And let's save it. File, export, FBX. Twisted. So now if I do use it for the twisted, let me hide this. Let's give it the same material. Yeah, perhaps it's a little bit too twisted, but we can fine tune it. Yeah, we could fine tune it. And the tweet that I showed you originally, the video, actually does some more work with these. Like we could bump them around a little bit as well. And I'm thinking about how we could do that. I think I like the other one better. I think I like this one better. Yeah, totally. I'm thinking of how we could do the same effect. Yeah, then I guess the main thing is that you have to be there and fine-tune the whole thing. Yeah, it looks like it's twisting around, but it's actually just a cylinder that is still. Okay, this actually looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with how this looks. Now, if you had a proper texture, that would probably look better. But yeah. So, let me think. How could we move them? We could probably give them some random noise. Let's do it like this then. Create node. Noise. Let's go with the gradient noise. And let's use the scrolling UVs that we had earlier. Sample be used as the coordinates for the gradient noise here. Now this is gonna multiply our final offset, and then we're gonna use that as our input here. Yeah, that is something. So if I do give it like float noise strength, well, noise scale here like this, we could give it a vector 2, wow, a new vector 2 noise scrolling, and use this instead of the same scroll texture that we had there to control the speed. And then we're going to have a noise strength, float noise strength here, and we're gonna multiply this let's see what we're doing here. So we are gonna have the time, feed and multiply node with the noise scrolling to get the direction for the noise to scroll, and we're going to use this to scroll the UVs of our mesh basically, and the scrolling UVs are gonna be used to sample noise in a certain point, and then we're gonna multiply it by, let's say noise scale is 1 by default, it's 5 by default, I don't know, noise scrolling is something bigger like 1, and noise strength is 1. Yeah, great, you can see that now. Great, this is the noise that we're gonna sample, and this is gonna move our vertices around. If I set the spinning speed to 0, for example, nothing is changing. That's cool that it does not do that. Why does it keep scrolling? Oh yeah, of course, the spin speed. I'm not sure at all. Okay, I might be using some of the parameters wrong, but things are sort of working. For example, the spin amplitude should only multiply this. Okay, well, the noise strength is too high. Let's say to 1. 1 is enough. let's set it to 0.2, 0.2, something like that. It's just gonna deform it a little bit, not much. We're not gonna care about the scale of the noise too much, so let's set it like to 8, something like that. Spin amplitude, yeah, that is the effect that is having the most effect, like on the mesh. But yeah, this is looking pretty good. I would argue it looked better when I didn't have the noise. I would argue that, but at least we did something to make it more random-ish. Yeah, this looks pretty good. Let's see how it looks if I, well, let me save this. If I duplicate this a couple of times and have a few more here. Okay. Have you seen the video on Unity channel where they go over the tornadoes of outer worlds? Hello devlog, welcome to the stream first of all. I have not seen the video, but this thing that I'm doing here is trying to recreate how I think I would do that. The Mario 64 ones that I saw in a tweet, that is what in the replies was mentioning other words as well. So probably this all comes together and it's probably related. I should probably catch up with that video, but I wanted to try make it myself before I look at anything. I wanted to try and do some mental, I would say, workout here, but I will check that out for sure. So Unity, YouTube. Is it recent? Is it recent? Let me see. Outer. The Unity of Outer Wilds. Perhaps. Blood River. Star rendering, occlusion volumes, ocean shaders probably. Yeah, it's not that okay. Yeah, it's a few months ago. I will check those out for sure. For the moment, we're stuck with this. Let me go back to the shader. Let me set it as opaque. Fair enough. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is the game view, not the scene view. Oh, I understand now why this is glitching so much there, because that is where the 0 and 1 of the UVs are not really the same. Should I? No, it doesn't make sense to clamp it. Yeah, yeah. I kind of found them. Let me. They're here. So I will definitely, yeah. 5-6 months ago, there is a huge like collection of Outer Wilds tutorials, and I think it's that you're mentioning. There's also a 2 hour and 34 minute Unity Creator Spotlight, so I will probably check that out. Thank you for mentioning that. It's another rendering one. Yeah, this is looks alright. I will show you what I saw on Twitter the other day. Here, I should not be opening Twitter like this. I should not be doing this. Let's go to my profile immediately. Likes. So it's this one. So this looks way better than mine. Let's be honest. Partly due to the texture, I will say. But I think it's kind of a similar approach to that of Outer Wilds. Because, and I will show you now. Here the geometry is actually procedural, so I'm not it's not limited to the shader, and it's probably a bit richer in vertices than mine. But as you can see, it's basically the same technique. Like, it's doing the same thing. I should say Outer Wilds tornadoes use a modern variation of this. They also don't rotate directly, but our rigged skin meshes have shader-driven vertex motion to add turbulence like the wiggle, and use texture scrolling to imply motion, plus some other tricks. Yeah, I do think this is kind of related to those videos as well, or it's a huge coincidence, but yeah. So yeah, I'm trying to get back into game development. This is, of course, something that I'm trying to build. Nothing is perfect first try. I do agree with you, and I was not striving for perfect. I was just trying to play around with this and see what I could do. I only wish I could fix that thing there. So can I like loop mod? No, I don't think I can actually. Let me see if I remove. The music is so annoying. If I set it to 0 here. Oh, yeah. 0. Yeah, that doesn't happen because it's because of the noise here. What if I stop it on the x-axis? It doesn't change anything. Yeah, of course, it doesn't change anything. Also gonna leave soon again. It passed midnight here. It's past midnight here as well. It's midnight 30, and I'll probably be leaving soon as well. So don't worry. Thank you for popping by. And I have a job interview tomorrow. So yeah, I'll probably be done with this. It's nothing spectacular. The texture probably does a huge job at making it look good. If you saw the video here, it also has a vertically scrolling texture. It's not made to stay still. So yeah, this is something I wanted to play around with, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. The first experiment doesn't have to be perfect. I do agree with what devlog said. And at this point, I will come back. I will start making videos soon enough. I just need to sort out a few things in my day-to-day schedule. This said, I think I'm done as well for today. So let me close here. Let me close here. Let me close here. And I think I will be done. So, thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry if this stream was a little bit scuffed at moments. I have no idea what's going on today. My computer is probably giving up. It's an old computer. I hope it doesn't give up for for quite some time, but yeah, if I do end up getting that job, it might be a good time to get a new computer. And yeah, so this is everything for me today. Nothing spectacular again, but we got to play around with the shader graph. If you have any ideas about stream ideas, video ideas, something that you want to explore but maybe don't have the time, so we might do it together, please text them to me on Discord or leave a comment either on a video, on this video, or a post. But yeah, I would say this was it. Let me change the BRB screen to stream over. Watching. Okay, great. This was it, and I hope you enjoyed the live stream. Have a good one, and thank you for watching. Bye.